Hello, greetings. This is another Gorean topic, and I guess it's a rant. I will allow myself one of those, which I quite often do, and it's about a reply I very often get to these videos, and sometimes when I make Gorean posts and so on and so forth. And it's I've read some of the books and I found nothing of value in them. But here's the thing. That philosophy, those books, they didn't speak to you. I guess what's irritating me here, it's not that somebody didn't find anything that suited them within the Gorean books, because unlike some Goreans, I don't think this is a philosophy for everyone. I don't think there is any philosophy, any, no matter how good or bad or universally loved or not, that fits everyone, because we are on different paths in life. We have different needs, different goals, different worldviews. And as such, no philosophy or way of life is going to be suited for every person. What sort of annoys me is that I read it and there was nothing of value for me in there, so therefore clearly there's no value for you either. Now, you might say, but what you're saying is that it's wrong to criticize Goreans. No, that's not what I'm saying. If you can tell me various points where you say, I have a problem with this within the philosophy or that within the philosophy, then that is completely okay. But what is the point of going into one of my videos just to say, I read it, I found nothing of value in there? Because that doesn't really contribute to any discussion. There's no discussion in that, it's just you saying, I found nothing of value. Okay, well, it's like I suddenly popping into a video and saying, I don't like blue. It's like, okay then, well, moving on. It's like this. I'm not a Christian. And sometimes when people, for example, ask me, why are you not Christian when you live in a nation that is, where the majority is in some way, shape or form Christian? It's a minority going down, but it's still is a majority, I mean going down, where there's numbers, but still the majority of Norwegians are Christian. Then I might go into depth about why it wasn't a religion and philosophy that spoke to me. However, if I would just, if somebody makes a Christian video and I would just pop in to say, I read the Bible, I found nothing of value in it, what's the point? I mean, it's not particularly offensive, it's not particularly useful either, it's just sort of a waste of space. And I guess that's my problem with it. It's sort of just, there's signals to noise ratio within things you find, well, anywhere, but it's particularly on the internet. And it sort of just adds to the noise, because it doesn't add anything. If you, for example, say, I read the Gorean books, and they don't really speak to me, but here are the problems I particularly have about it, for example, then I would be happy about that. I had great conversations with people that could never imagine themselves being Gorean, who think the Gorean lifestyle is the most stupid thing ever. And I've had amazing discussions with them, because simply speaking, they have been able to argue their points. It's a little bit like I really enjoy playing Magic the Gathering, and I prefer to play, I would much rather play somebody who's better than me, that gives me a real challenge, and even lose, than I would want to win against somebody who are not as good as me, that doesn't give me a challenge, because I don't grow on that. I grow on having to debate for minutes worse, even if I happen to lose the debate. But no, I read it. It's no value in it. Okay, then there's no value in it for you. There is for me. And I mean, there are things in the Gorean books that I don't agree with. And I know that some Goreans then say, and then you're not Gorean. Absolutely, but that's for another rant. I haven't adapted everything in the Gorean books to my personal life. I mean, I'm a free woman. I look like this. Clearly, there's not everything I have. So we have a cleavage here. I wear a choker. I wear earrings. I'm a free woman. I don't subscribe to the what free women should and shouldn't wear. In the books, there's a lot of things in there that I don't think fit the rest of the philosophy, and therefore I don't apply it. And I would probably agree that if you blindly apply absolutely everything within those books without thinking to your life, then I mean, there might be an issue. But most Koreans don't do that. They consider, how does this fit into the general philosophy? And go with that. Just like, for example, a lot of Christians, they don't apply everything in the Bible because you just can't. And but here's the thing. When I read the Gore books, there's a lot of things in there that speaks to me. And while you could say that I take inspiration for my personal philosophy from several sources, Nietzsche, libertarianism, Viking society, old Roman society, all of these things, but these are also things that have inspired the Gore books. And for me, the mix of those that you find within the Gore books is what it's a mix of those philosophies that I like very well. So I use a lot from those books, therefore I call myself Gorean. That doesn't mean I use everything of it. But here's the point. If it doesn't speak to you, what's the point? I guess it's a little bit the same as you make a book review. And then somebody just pop in and say, I didn't like that book. Then what was the point? Oh, okay, well, they didn't like that book. It's much more productive if you then say, I didn't like that book because the chapters were too long and the characters weren't very developed. Then we can have a discussion, a back and forth, about why I might think that the characters are well developed and you don't. You're saying, I didn't like it. That doesn't give any sort of back and forth at all. And I think that's one of the problems I have with a lot who criticize Goreans. Because there seems to be an overweight of two kinds of people. The ones who don't see the forest for the trees, as we say here in Norway, and just look at this is what it says in the books, this is what it says in the books, and don't understand that Goreans actually interpret this before you apply it. So even if it's say, oh, well, then slaves get thrown off mountains, then we don't really throw people off mountains. And it says this or says that, but we have to apply it. We have to apply the philosophy. And then there are those that sort of they read it, they didn't like it, and then someone have the need to say that every time they hear the word Gorean. And I guess it's just sort of frustrating because I would really like to have good debates. I mean, if you want to criticize it, then criticize it. It's a bit the same as religion criticizes. People say, oh, well, can't you criticize religion? Of course you can criticize religion, including the religion I'm of. Don't mean criticize it. But saying, oh, you're stupid for believing in religion, that's not a criticism. That's just stating a pointless opinion. If you tell me why there is a problem with me being pagan, what's the problem with paganism? How does me being pagan, for example, affect your life, and so on and so forth? Then we can have a discussion. Can't say that we will probably not agree. We will probably never end up actually agreeing, but we will have a discussion. However, just going with oh, I didn't like that. Such and such thing is stupid. That doesn't open for any discussion. It seems to be a lot of that. I mean, we get it in Gorean forums, and I get that when I discuss the Gorean lifestyle online. It's the, oh, I read it, I didn't like it. Yeah, but what didn't you like? What part of it didn't you like, and what's the point with the statement? It's like a lot of people is gonna read these books and not find anything of value in them, because it isn't for them. It doesn't speak to them. That doesn't mean it doesn't speak to me. It's the same as with Christianity. Though I do find quite a bit of things within Christianity that I do like, that do speak to me, the religion as a whole doesn't. Doesn't mean it's not a good religion for a lot of other people. Or a lot of self-help books. Like, it can be a book that has been just amazing for some person. They've done it, they've gone through the steps of it, it's changed their lives, they think it's awesome. And then I read it and I'm thinking, no. But here's the thing, if I'm then gonna debate this person, just saying, that self-help book, that shit didn't speak to me, that's sort of just, that doesn't open any debate, it doesn't encourage anybody to learn anything, it's just me saying, oh, bad, poop. However, if I say, I didn't like that self-help book because I think it puts too much emphasis on eliminating the ego and serving others, while we don't live in a world where selflessness to such a degree is beneficial, then suddenly we can have a debate. And I guess that's just my bit of a sigh here. That, by all means, tell me why you don't like our lifestyle. Or for that matter, tell me why you don't like my video. Tell me why you think I am wrong, because perhaps I am wrong. I'm not the gore guru here. Tell me why, but tell me why. Give me a reason. I don't just, oh, bad. Okay. Give a reason. Then we can have a debate. Then it gets fun. But yeah, I guess that was my little rant. I hope you have a great day, and blessed be.